Hey guys, I wanted to make a quick video and talk about the build that I'm working on right now. So this is not a finished build guide, this is just what I'm working on, and it's gonna take a bit of time to kind of finalize the build. Also this time, no camera. I realized I'm wearing pretty ugly sweater and I don't feel like changing it, so yeah. So this build is probably not gonna have much damage. I'm gonna be lucky if I can manage somehow to get 1 million DPS at most. But the cool thing about this build is it is a CI two-hand melee massive ES regen. So the way I'm building this is basically built around Replica's Kongor's Undying Rage. The difference between this and the normal one, this one has a higher base critical strike chance and also regenerates 20% of your energy shield per second if you have dealt a critical strike with this weapon recently. So you have to attack with this weapon and you have to crit with this weapon, but you can't really build as a crit because the weapon also has hits cannot be evaded, but also your critical strikes do not deal extra damage. I decided to just go full on ES regen and be like, wouldn't say a tank, but yeah, I'm trying to be a tank, I guess. Also, this ES regen can be boosted by things like increased energy shield recovery rate, which you can get even on the belt, but that goes to like 15-20% or something like that, or on this body armor, the beast for shovel. So this 20% can be boosted by that 40%, which ends up being, I'm totally calculating it in my head, 28%. So just like that, we already have 28% ES regen. Now we can also boost that by another 5% by using Replica's Winterheart, which also gives you unaffected by shock. You actually have to be shocked to get that 5% ES regen. So yeah, basically how can we shock? And there's like one item. This is a very old item. I think it still has a bug and has not been fixed in maybe like 5 years, maybe 4. This belt says shocks you cause are reflected back to you. You also get 60% increased damage while shocked, movement speed while shocked, and also gives some flat damage to attacks and has 100% increased shock duration on you. I believe shock by default is 2 seconds, and this 100% completely does not work, unless I'm mistaken about base 2 second duration for shock. So this gave me an idea to play with static strike, because with this Replica Kongor's Undying Rage, it kind of incentivizes you to go elemental overload because you still want to crit, but you can't really build as a crit build. And what works like that? Elemental overload. So with elemental overload, obviously you want full conversion. That's why static strike gives a half of the conversion, and the rest of the conversion I can get from physical to lighting support jump. You can also get conversion on gloves and 25%, and also get on watcher side, but the watcher side for conversion is 13 exalts right now. All this week I had pretty bad luck, but recently, well actually today, I had insane luck. I'm gonna link in the description the highlight of what I got and a confirmation that when you spend points to buy MTXs, you also get luck. I guess that's like a confirmation. So the rest of the items are pretty, I guess, standard for CI builds, and I'm going CI. I don't want to go like hybrid because I want to fully utilize this region. And if you go hybrid, then you're kind of losing something. I do have leech, energy leech, I do have regen, and I also do have guardian's regen, but I think I'm gonna be refunding this later. I went with Sign because I need to guarantee shocks, and pure elementalist isn't really worth it in my opinion, and Sign just gives more flexibility. So I went with elementalist and guardian. Guardian basically just gives me every 5 seconds you regen 20% of your life over 1 second, and because of Zealot Oath that becomes into ES regen. And this is also, I'm actually not sure if you use Zealot Oath to convert life regen into ES, does it still scale with the increased energy recovery rate? I'm not entirely sure, but my ES regen is pretty insane. I have 35% ES regen per second just from the Kongor's Replica Winterheart and this body armor. On top of that, you add leech, you add regen from guardian, you stack more energy shield than what I have right now, and I will be stacking more because I'm missing some ES nodes, and this is only level 77. the static strike has been reworked, I believe 2 weeks ago. Previously it had 4-second duration, now it only has 2-second duration. And the static strike itself, I really hate that static strike has only 2-second duration, but I really like that you only need to attack once to get maximum beam frequency. Previously you had to attack 3 times, and every time you attacked you would like gain a stack which either will increase the beam frequency. But now you just hit once and you get beams shooting every 0.34 second. By the way, I do have Phantasmal Static Strike, which increases the beam frequency. However, it reduces the AoE, and this reduced AoE is so bad. I do not really have increased AoE. I only have 2 nodes from which area, and also getting couple nodes. I think only 1 node. Yeah, and then getting only 1 node on the cluster jewel. By the way, I think area damage does not affect the static strike. Yeah, the increased area of effect does increase its AoE, but the area damage does not affect it. That's why I think I'm not gonna be taking the blast radius from which. But yeah, that reduced AoE from the alt quality static strike feels very bad. So most of the time I'm just using the normal static strike, which has increased duration. And by the way, I'm gonna be trying to get increased duration helmet enchantment probably, because you basically hit once and then you can run through like 3 enemy packs, or mostly just 2 enemy packs without needing to hit again. But that's the bad part about the static strike. It doesn't scale with attack speed, I mean the beam frequency, so it feels like it should work better with the slow hitting weapons, but if you use slow hitting weapons, then your first hit feels so bad. It's just absolute nightmare. You run into enemy pack and then you slowly swing and hope that they don't kill you. It needs a rework, in my opinion. It needs a visual rework as well, because the initial hit has no visuals. Sometimes I'm not even sure if it actually hit. Do I need to hit again to proc it? Did it actually land? I was thinking about other versions. In fact, before I got the 6-link Kongors, I was using Cyclone Casual Channeling with the lightning skill, and that had 0 DPS, like literally 0 DPS. I have never had less DPS than with that setup. I mean, you could use Cyclone, and Cyclone would feel smoother because you can move and hit much faster initially, but you would need extra conversion from Cyclone for Cyclone. So I'm not too sure. You can also probably do poison. I may even try to figure out some kind of poison setup with this and using Cyclone, going Purifies or maybe even Impales. So yeah, we'll see how it's gonna go. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show this mechanic, and maybe someone is gonna come up with a better version of this, because the damage is really gonna be an issue with this build. Yeah, so thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.